Hello, everybody. Oh, hello, Gerald. I'm doing an impromptu live for Thanksgiving. If you'd like to come on with me for just the littlest bit and share your thanks, I'm putting a link on the screen. Hello, Debbie, Aquarius Owl. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Strength reversed. Happy Thanksgiving. I've put a link on here. I don't know if you can see it or not. If anybody is interested in joining me for a little bit of a chat on this Thanksgiving Day, it would be fun to have you. So follow the link. Let me see if I can put it in the chat. Hi, Jen. Just having a little coffee. Only place open today was the Dunkin' Donuts. And they had hardly any donuts left because the people in front of me bought 3 dozen donuts, I assume, to take to a Thanksgiving feast in lieu of some sort of dessert. So they pretty much cleared the place out. I would love to chat with some people if they'd like to come on for just a few, maybe more than one. Let's have a little party. I have a few things to talk about, a few things to share, a few things to be thankful for this year. Who is Amy? Is that strength reversed? I don't know. I'm guessing all of you are either busy or too shy, which I know isn't true. You're not too shy to join me. So I came on really with no plan today other than to maybe talk a little bit about the things I'm thankful for this year, and maybe share some seasonal plans. I'm waiting for somebody to come into the room. Oh, it's 2:40 in the morning for Jen, so she won't be joining. Let's see. And Gerald is probably with family. Anyway, so one of the things I'm thankful for is the obvious, of course. I have 4 walls and a roof over my head. I have heat in the winter and air conditioning in the summer. I have enough food to feed myself. I have enough health not to complain too much. Oh, I see Gerald coming in here. Hello, Gerald.
Hello, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. It looks like you're at home. You're not with all your relatives yet?
Not yet. We do that on Saturday after Thanksgiving, and we celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas together, and we call it Thanksmas.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah.
I'm glad you could join me, and maybe some others would like to come in too as they come along. I had no notice. I gave no notice. I just thought, here I am all alone on Thanksgiving, and I'm sure there are other people out there alone, and maybe they'd like to share with the online family. So, so yeah, I was saying I'm thankful that I have a roof over my head, a warm place, a bed to sleep, food enough to put on the table. I'm thankful for all that. I'm thankful for my online community and my online writing group and my tarot groups, and they all feel like extended family to me. I'm thankful for that.
Wonderful. Hey, speaking of your writing group, how long have you been meeting?
Couple of years. Well,
Okay.
there's two of them. There's one that we used to meet at the senior center, and then when that closed for COVID, one of them said, "Oh, I wish we could keep meeting. Maybe there's some way we could do it online." And then this thing called Zoom happened, and I said,
Yeah.
"Well, let me see if I can figure it out." Because seniors aren't
Mhm.
really great for figuring that stuff out. And I'm not much better, but I did figure it out. So we
That's
meet
good.
once a week, and I provide writing prompts, and it is about 7 of us, 7 regulars, and we each write a piece and share it with one another, and then critique them. It's a supportive critique, and critical, but not nasty.
Good.
And
We like that.
it helps us all learn and grow in our writing, which is great.
Yeah.
Then there's a second group that's at it's a SAGE, senior gay LGBTQ plus group. It's a writing group that I just joined a few months ago. And they meet once a week, and we're given a prompt an hour before we meet. So we have an hour to write a piece, and then we
Okay.
share those. But that
Mhm.
one's not a critical group. That's more of a support group. So
Cool.
I actually like the critique group because it helps me learn and grow rather
Mhm.
than just a pat on the back. It's sort of
Right.
like the difference between, for me, tarot and oracle. You know, it's like, or a tarot helps me grow. Oracle is kind of like a big hug. You're okay. You're doing fine. You
Right.
know?
Yeah. Did you see the Papa Squirrel and Tarot by the Pines humorous thing about tarot versus oracle?
I don't recall. Was it recent or was it a while ago?
It was probably a couple of months ago, but I think it was, yeah, go search for it. It's quite
I'll have to
funny.
look back. Do you remember which channel? Was it on Papa Squirrel's channel or Tarot from the Pines? You don't remember? I'll look for both.
I don't remember. I want to say Papa Squirrel.
Yeah.
I want to say Papa Squirrel. So, but Jen commented that being male makes it easy just to pop in on a live, an impromptu live, and prove us wrong, Jen. Just show up and be fabulous, you know. But
I'm not sure I agree with that. I suspect in Jen's case, it's more of the fact that she has family to attend to. It's not a
okay.
male female thing. Oh, maybe she means the way she looks, like she doesn't have her hair done or makeup or what. Is that what she means
Yeah.
by male?
Well, does that well, Jen should come on and tell you about that, shouldn't she? But do you have problems with your hair in the morning, Robin?
What hair?
Well,
No.
when I did that channel takeover on Regina Taro's channel on Monday, I promised to do it with bedhead,
Uh,
so it was wild and crazy
Jen
because
says
that's it.
Jen says ain't nobody want to see me without makeup. So I think we would
Aw.
love to see you any old way, any way you'd like.
Yes. And didn't she ask a question? She asked some. Okay. Amy said their collaboration was hysterical. It is on Papa Squirrel's channel.
Okay.
And she also asked, Jen asked, Robin, do you do anything for Thanksgiving? Oh, and
Well,
Debbie is in elbow deep in a still frozen turkey.
I have done several different things over the years. I used to celebrate it with family, and then when I moved to New York, I didn't do that anymore. And
Mhm.
in the early years, I gathered around my new New York family of gay friends, people that I worked with and hung out with, and we did sort of home away from home Thanksgiving together. So we created our own new family, and it was like a potluck, which we did.
I love that. I love that.
But that just kind of petered out. And then after that, I had to make my own. And so a lot of people go to movies on Thanksgiving, mostly dads and kids, to get out of mom's hair while they're preparing dinner. So I would make it a movie day, do a double feature, and then go have dinner at a restaurant. And I'm not really a big turkey fan, so I would go usually and have Polish or Ukrainian food. I love stuffed cabbage, so I would do something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then a couple of years I did what I called hobo's Thanksgiving, which is, I mean, when I cook at home, I only have a microwave, and I do a lot of one pot method cooking.
Right.
So I made this thing I called hobo's Thanksgiving, which is a big old quart Pyrex dish that I put stovetop stuffing in, a can of peas, a can of tuna fish, and some Jarlsberg cheese, and then I cook it all up kind of like a casserole in the microwave. So I got my stuffing, I got my meat. The meat is, the tuna takes on the flavor of like chicken from the stuffing. I've got my vegetable, the peas, I've got dairy, cheese, and it's all in one pot, and that's my hobo Thanksgiving.
There you go.
But this year, what I did was I went to the grocery and I bought myself a little, there's a generic brand at the grocery called Bowl and Basket. I don't know if that's everywhere or not. And it's sort of like Food Town or ShopRite or whatever. And what they have is shepherd's pie. So I bought myself a little shepherd's pie and a little pecan pie, and that's going to be my meal later. So like from the frozen food section. Very easy, no muss, no fuss. Pop it in the microwave for 4 minutes or whatever, and dinner's ready. Dinner's served.
Wow.
And you have, I expect, lots and lots of prep because of your family.
Well, actually, it's weird because I think Jen asked, and Gerald, do you and Jeffrey celebrate today, even though you do the family thing later? Actually, Jeffrey is going to his family today. He bakes pies for them, and this year he baked an apple pie, a pumpkin pie, and a pecan pie. So he's doing that, and then friends of mine have invited me over. They're calling it. They're calling it the orphan celebration. So anybody who isn't going anywhere is going over there, and that'll be this evening. So yeah.
And you do a lot of baking too, don't you?
I do, and yesterday I just tried to bake crackers for the first time.
I saw the picture.
Yeah, they turned out okay, and I used the King Arthur sourdough cracker recipe because I am convinced that one day I will actually make an appropriate sourdough bread. It's not happened yet, but the recipe is good, and I mean, it has to be thin.
Yeah.
So the first batch I made were not thin enough. So, but
well, I expect it takes a certain kind of a flaky flour or something. You have to roll it out really thin, I would think. And
yep, a lot of butter in it.
Were they on the dense side, or did they have air in them so that they could be flake? I don't know much about baking, really.
The first batch was too thick, so they didn't, and I didn't leave them in long enough, so they didn't get crispy. And the second batch was better, and I need more seasoning in it.
Well, the photograph you shared looked like graham crackers, but I suspect that's because of the flour that you used was darkish.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, Sheila's here. Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Sheila.
So
I thought you and Jeffrey might be arm wrestling over who gets use of the oven if you were both baking.
No. And he ended up working late last night. And so I was done with my crackers before he got home, and I just stayed out of the kitchen. And by the way, I am doing an impromptu live this afternoon with Jamie at 1:30 Eastern, and I'm doing a craft for it. So if you see this, I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
So,
And
but yeah,
you're retired, right? Or
I
are you?
am. I
And
am, yes.
Jeffrey's working. Can you say what he does for a living, or you'd rather not?
He works for a government agency that
Okay.
does things.
Okay.
And so yeah.
When did you retire?
Um um December 31st of 2019.
Okay.
And my goal there, Robin, was to actually take the winter off, and then and be a hermit, and then start getting out and doing some things. And I had about 2 weeks before COVID hit, and we went into hardcore lockdown. So it's like, ugh. So
Do you
you know,
do you enjoy being retirement, or do you kind of wish you were working?
I kind of wish I was working. I am a hardcore extrovert,
Mhm.
surprises no one. Um,
Well,
and I get a,
you found a place and an audience for that.
well, yes, but boy, I really struggled because I really miss that interaction. I did a lot of time. Much of my career was supervising, training and development, and I really, really like that. So it was a big change. How many hours away is the live? The live is at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. I was working on the thumbnail and I saw Robin pop up, and I'm like, well, I'll just join Robin.
Well, it's almost noon, so it would be an hour and a half from now
Oh,
for
crap.
whoever
Okay.
asked that.
That was Jen.
Um, John, you'll be long asleep, I assume, by then. But
We would
otherwise,
hope,
you've
but it...
otherwise you've got no excuse not to come on. I don't know how long it takes to put makeup on her. Oh, I guess because she's going to bed. Why would you want to put makeup on? But
Well, I can tell you why you want to put makeup on before you go to bed. You know,
I'm sure her husband has seen her without makeup.
I'm not going there.
Oh
Not
yeah,
going there.
we
You
shouldn't
can't
get
make
into
me.
Jen's business. So,
Well, you've put makeup on though, Robin.
not before going to bed.
No, but you have at night before going out.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different thing, though. I think if I were just going to, if I were putting, oh, I don't, who knows? You know, I'm not a gal, but if I were putting on makeup just to be seen around people, I would follow my mother's tradition. She never wore makeup, but if she did, all she would slap on was a bit of lipstick and a bit of rouge and be done with it. And that doesn't take very
Okay.
long to do that. But I know if you're
Okay.
doing now, they have so many products with foundation and, you know, mascara and
Yeah.
all these sealants and cover ups. And who knows if there's a person under all that stuff, you know?
Well, interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You were going to say something and I interrupted.
Oh, I was going to say, was going to share, since this is a tarot channel, there's only two topics that I was thinking of sharing today. One is the decks that I'm grateful for this year, and the other is holiday decorations coming up. I was going to share with you all my Christmas trees because I don't do one tree. I have many little mini Christmas trees. So first of all, it won't take me very long, but I have 4 decks that came out this year that I'm very happy to have. And 3 for sure. One is kind of like iffy. I'm just not sure yet. So the first one, everybody knows. If you watch my channel, maybe people don't all watch my channel, but the first one is the Tarot for All Ages, which I've shown. I may not even pull cards for these, but I'll just flash them. This one, very pop and colorful, that came out in the spring or early summer. Then there was the Mara Loon.
I knew that was going to be on your list. That has really gotten you going. You really like that one.
Well, these are all favorites. The Tarot for All Ages. Simon showed, and I think B. Bossetti at Kali Sunflower showed a walkthrough of it. And I really loved it. Oh, there's Tangi. Hello, Tangi.
Hi, Tangi.
And then maybe she wants to come on with us. Let me.
She said she can't. She can't stay long, but wanted to say Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay. So then, then the Mara Loon came along, and I like that as well, if not better, than the Tarot for All Ages. So that's at the top of my list. Then recently, the Tarot of Curious Creatures came out, and I'm shocked to find myself liking this, because I don't like animal decks, and I'm not fond of Chris Ann's decks, but this seems really different from her other decks, I think.
Wait a minute, you're not fond of Chris Ann's decks?
No, they don't speak to me, which is odd. And that's the weird thing about this. Not only does it seem very different art-wise to me from her other decks, but it's also kind of an animal deck. But I'd argue that it's not really an animal deck. It's like animal heads on people bodies. And I read body language, kind of. And so I don't pay that much attention to the animal head faces on it. It's more about the bodies. The faces are cute and funny. Animals' faces and expressions can be cute and funny. But the models that they pose for these are in really interesting and provocative poses, usually. Like here's a for instance.
Yeah.
So, it's not, I don't know if that's a hummingbird's face or what, but they're sitting on a swing, and it's just, I can read a lot into this page of swords, and she's got paper material, letters and books and things flapping and flying around her. So that kind of speaks a lot for itself in terms of the page of swords.
Right. And I think there you have been showing this, and on the Toadstool Tarot Facebook page, you asked the question about is it anthropomorphic or aphromorphic?
Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic. And I know some people just don't like that. And I probably wouldn't like this deck as much as I do if it were people heads or human heads on animal bodies.
Yeah.
So it sort of reminds me of something that you'd see in the Surrealist or Magritte or stuff like that. So
well, a lot of people find it creepy. I find it humorous, but I'm not sure where I find the humor, whether it's the expressions on the faces or more the language of their bodies and how they're posed. But it reminds me, I think what she's done here is like a 21st century version of the art of J.J. Granville, if you're familiar with his work from the late 1900s. He did little cartoons of human beings with animal heads, and they were sort of satire on the human experience. It's sort of like he would depict a banker as like a rotund man with maybe a walrus head or a elephant head or a pig or something, so that there were sort of like comments on the human experience. And also this one is bright pop colors, which I like. And I think that you know, if it had been washed out or a dull palette, it wouldn't appeal to me either. So
Yeah.
it has a number of things going for it that
Hmm.
surprised me that I like it. So it
Yeah.
currently is, you know, also near the top of my list.
Yeah.
And then the
Amy
last,
Amy
sorry.
headed out, strength reversed, and Zane popped in to say hello.
Oh, hey,
So,
Zane. Hey, Zane,
and
if you want to come join us, I'm going to pop you a link here.
I know Zane was spending yesterday, I think, baking, or yesterday and the day before baking desserts. So with his mom,
Did you
with a
see?
friend yesterday.
Did you see the dessert that I posted? It was from some craft site. It had like 2 deer in the sculpted in the crust on the top of the pie.
Oh, I think I missed that. Holy mackerel!
It was like a reindeer. It was like a relief, you know, with 2 reindeer in the woods and the antlers and everything, like realistic, amazing, sculpted into the pie crust.
Wow. Okay.
Although I don't believe it was baked yet, so that probably would turn out very different.
Yeah.
It was just kind of the raw pie dough
Yeah.
sculpted, which probably would turn out very different once it was baked.
Yeah.
But I want to throw in the last of the 4 that I'm thankful for is this new one that I got called the Dream Vision Tarot. Oh, you have that too. And
I do.
Richie at Longman Tarot showed this on his channel, and that's where I found it.
Yeah.
And there are several, I don't remember if I've done I have done a walkthrough of this, I think. There are 3 things I don't like about it, and the rest I do like about it. One of them is I don't like the design on the front of the box. It's like too busy and too many colors and too much going on. Same way with the backs of the cards.
Okay.
And I also don't like the metallic edging. But everything else about it I love. The cards are like really beautiful, bright, colorful pops of art with no line work. It's just shading, like airbrushing, and it's very bright and energetic.
I think this is the one you described it as if Bryn Kusi would have done paintings.
Oh,
is that right?
Could be, yeah.
In the chat,
maybe, yeah. So yeah, I'm really liking the imagery in this. It sort of reminds me a little bit, though, of the Mystic Mondays tarot, and also the Seventh Sphere from Labyrinthos. I don't know if you know either of those or not.
I know the Mystic Mondays, but I do not know the other one.
Well, Labyrinthos has a more limited palette. That's more like pale blues and pinks and greens. But it has a similar kind of, how can I describe the, if I have it handy, I'll flash you a card or 2. I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it is. It's got sort of gold trim on it, but that was one that I felt like they could have done without the extras.
Right.
Try to find a good card.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So very soft palette, and the edges, there's not really line work. It's more like shaded color areas. And it's a pip deck, so.
Okay. Yeah, and Jeffrey got me that one for my birthday, and I also watched Richie of Longman Tarot do his flip through and walkthrough of that, and I needed that because, to be honest with you, I wasn't sure about the deck, and I will never give it up because Jeffrey got it for me. But it, I think I need good lighting for it because there are no lines.
You're talking about this one, right?
Yeah, that one. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, that one. So, yeah, but lots of people have it now.
Well, the thing I liked about it initially is I have a fascination with energy, working with energy in light and sound. And this deck in particular feels to me like a light energy deck.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of the images, if I can find a good one, have sort of this atmospheric glowing quality to the light
Mm-hmm.
and almost like semi-transparent figures, or
Right.
layers of energy, light energy on one another,
Mm-hmm.
emanating out of the card. So I really like that. Um,
Right. Hmm.
Where are my cards upside down?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I love this card. This reminds me of Grace Jones.
Oh,
That when she had
yes.
that flat top image from
Yep.
her one-man show era,
Yes.
pull up to the bumper and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
those are the 4 decks that I'm really grateful for. I don't know if you have any that you probably don't have any at hand that you want to share from the last year or the last season that rise to the like cream to the top that you really love
Mm-hmm.
and are thankful for.
Well, I like the um I like the Tarot of the Abyss. I'm
Mhm.
grateful for that. And I am a big fan of the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot.
Uh-huh.
I think I like that one. Um, Problem is I get a lot of decks and I pace myself in opening them, which
Mhm.
drives some people crazy. So I have a fair amount of unopened decks. But one, and we talked about it, was the Aquarian Tarot in the tin by David Palladini. Oh, look at my nails. So I haven't I didn't have this one before, and then I recently pulled out the new Palladini,
Mhm.
and I was enjoying that as well. So
Do you favor one over the other?
it depends. I favor them differently, to be honest
Mhm.
with you.
Yeah.
I think if I want the, and I think we talked about it with Tangi, if I want more of a complete story, visual story, I want the new Palladini. If I want close-ups, I want the Aquarian. So
And the Aquarian is, I believe, a slightly more limited palette than the new Palladini.
yes, that is correct, I believe. So, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I looked at them both before I got either one, and I decided that the one that I favored was the Aquarian.
mhm.
Although I haven't used it much. I more or less pull it out and look at it for nostalgia's sake, that it reminds me of a particular era, but
Sure,
I don't
sure.
really read so much with it. But
Yeah.
I think I kind of understand about you sort of like pacing yourself with the decks. I don't
Mhm.
know how you can resist opening them, but I get the sort of thing of like kids with too many presents on Christmas. Like, you know, you can't play with them all at once, or, you won't appreciate them somehow.
Right.
So you need to take
Yeah.
time to get to know them all. Hello,
Mhm.
Isabel. Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. She's
Ooh.
across the water, she said. Blue Sapphire.
Jen wanted to know, she liked the look of that deck. Which was it called? So it was either the Dream Visions Tarot, or what was the other one? And here's one of the problems that I have with Dream Vision is it's really hard to read the back of that. The
Yeah,
it's there's not enough contrast between
yeah.
the letters and the background. So I think it Dream Visions
I
Tarot.
don't,
And
I,
what was the
I'm
other
not,
one?
I'm not sure that's as true of the cards, though. I understand what you're saying about the
Yeah.
back, but how much
No, the
time do you
cards are.
spend on the back of a box?
Yeah.
There is, there are a couple of cards that, like the Hermit card, is very dark in there, and the Moon card. The moon card, you almost can't read the number or the label on it. It's so
Right.
dark. But
Yeah.
you do see a quarter moon or a sliver of a moon on there, so you know it's the moon card.
Right.
But the rest
Jen,
of
was
it,
this the one you wanted, or wanted a different one? The rest of them, what? Go ahead. Sorry,
the rest of it is kind of a night deck now that I think about it, because all the cards' backgrounds are dark. There might be one during the day. I think maybe the Ace of Cups is like a light blue or something. Or there's a couple, I guess, that are lighter. But mostly it looks like light coming out of the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
That moon card is atypical of the deck, I think. Because
It is.
there's not very much lighter energy coming out of that card. Look at the
Yeah.
difference between the sun
Yeah.
and the moon.
Which is a
Yeah.
good difference. You need that difference, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. So.
Yeah.
But,
Hello,
yeah.
Sheila. My second account is now subscribed to Toadstool
Ooh.
Tarot. She's got multiple accounts. Oh, now she can watch on TV. Okay.
She can watch you on the big screen, Robin.
Uh-oh, that could be dangerous. Oh, Zane says he can't pop in because he just got to his dad's house. Okay.
Ooh, Zane, have fun.
So yeah, those are the decks that I'm grateful or thankful for, and those are some of the ones you're thankful for. Are there any that are like pushing themselves to the front of your open me first list?
Probably the Annabelle win, and I cannot say anything else because Jeffrey is on the other side of the camera.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine, Jeffrey. It's fine. It's a Yule gift, so that yeah, I forced him out of the room. So it's the Spirit Keepers, the Revelations. I bought that. Bought it for him for Yule. So
is that a tarot or an oracle?
It's a tarot. It's the Annabelle Wynn Spirit Keepers, and it
now
came
is that a different coloring of the Spirit Keepers or a completely different deck?
Oh, there's been a lot of videos about it. Yeah.
I think she had a black and white and then maybe a shaded sepia or something and then a colored one.
This one has a little bit of color, I believe, from some of the flip throughs that I've seen.
Okay.
So, and it comes with the book of secrets and a journal, to which I have purchased both of them for Jeffrey and me, so we can do it together.
It's funny, I'm not one of those people that generally steers away from monochrome decks, but I do find the four that I shared, they're all very bright colors. The Maraloon is a little more subdued, but it is pretty colors. Right. And none of them are monochrome. And now I noticed the Anaturian one I know is monochrome.
Uh-huh.
And Annabelle Wen, I think is either muted. It's not monochrome, but it's sort of muted. The colors are not real bright. No. Do you have any particular preferences as to, say, black and white versus full-on blasts of color?
You know what? I don't have a particular interest. I'm okay with both. And in fact, one of the decks that I got last year, the Everyday Enchantment, has a very specific color palette that I like the color palette, but and even after I trimmed it, it was better after I trimmed it. But that's not a deck that's staying in my collection. I'm passing it on to someone because I don't like reading with it because the images are so specific for me.
Yeah.
And I like my images to be able to connect or to pop different things for me.
That's a deck I've always had trouble with, and I don't feel completely at ease to express myself in terms of decks I don't care for.
Uh-huh.
Although when I share decks, people don't seem to have any trouble telling me that they don't like the decks I'm sharing.
Right.
But when the shoe's on the other foot, they don't seem to be too thrilled with me to say, "Oh, that one's not for me," or "I don't really like that art or that palette." You know?
Okay. Debbie said this has been redrawn, so I think she's talking the Spirit Keepers.
Yeah.
Has been redrawn, so
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, can you hear a noise in my background?
Yes, it sounds like there's water dripping or
Oh,
something.
it's bizarre. I have one of these little. Maybe I should turn it off if it's too distracting. I have one of these little sound machine things, and this one is meant to be a crackling fire, but it
Oh,
probably just sounds like noise. Now it's like a
well,
roaring fire.
I can hear the fire. Yeah, I can hear it. It sets the mood, Robin. You need that for, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day videos, right?
Well, it's bizarre. One of the settings is a roaring fire with wind howling outside. There it is.
Oh gosh.
Which I love. It's cozy, but the problem with the loop is that it howls at the same spot in the loop every time, which just sounds like I'm stuck in a Twilight Zone loop of wind howling. It's like, it's not natural, you know?
Right. It does sound a bit, it does sound, sounds a bit like a horror movie. It's the sound effects from a horror movie.
It's not good.
Oh my gosh.
So when they programmed the sounds into this thing, they weren't real thoughtful about the loop. They needed to tweak it a little bit.
Yeah. Oh,
hey, Patrice.
Hi, Patrice. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Hugs to Vernetta. And Jen said it sounds like typing to typing to. And Debbie said that as well.
All right, I'll turn it off. I just put a link up, Patrice, if you feel like popping in with us for a few. So maybe what I'll go to next is my decorations. Now, I notice a lot of people online have already posted pictures of their Christmas trees. For us in our house, it usually wasn't till December that we put up the trees, but Thanksgiving was definitely the demarcation point. It's like, we never put anything up before Thanksgiving. So today I feel comfortable with revealing my trees.
Yeah, and if you're Jen, if you're future Jen, you put your Christmas tree up on November 1st. So, but
as soon as Halloween's over. Okay.
Yep.
Well, here is my little forest of mini trees.
That's adorable.
It's a temporary forest because I just lined them up on my tarot reading tray to be able to have them all at once, so I could show you and show them to you one at a time. This one was handcrafted. Somebody bought. Let's see, my lighting's so crap. You won't be able to see these probably. This is all made out of green felt and little binders, twine, and buttons.
Nice
stuff. It's really cute. I need like white paper or backing or something. There, kind of. So yeah, that's kind of crafty, Etsy, very Etsy-ish. This is from the dollar store. It's just a little glittery plastic cone with a star on it. I love the dollar store. When I go down to Pennsylvania to visit my, then mother or sister, we would go to the dollar store and stock up on stuff. But I don't have a dollar store here in New York City. Here's one. This is a resin one that I love. That's like got little glitter on it.
Ooh, that's fun.
Sort of like that. And here's a little plastic one. This
That
has like
lights up.
liquid glitter inside that, like, circulates and changes color. And I've
Ooh.
had a number of these over the years, but the motor in them never lasts very long. Even if you change the batteries, like the light
Right.
function, color function.
Uh-huh.
This one makes a lot of creaky noise now. The little motor inside. I don't use that one so much anymore. Then I had this one I found at Michael's, which it's like so kind of innocent. I love it. It's just a little teeny tiny wooden
Aw,
tree. And I
that is
think
sweet.
they probably made it to like paint or decorate, but I just
Uh-huh.
like the raw wood. It's just like so
Yeah,
simple,
that's
and it's
cute.
just the most modest little wooden tree.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of my favorite because it's just this plain humble little tree. And then I got these last year at CVS, and I discovered I discovered that they're actually wax, not plastic. They have a
Oh.
kind of an iridescent glitter on them, and I had
Uh-huh.
it under one of my lamps, and the top
Oh,
melted down. So I
oops.
had to kind of resculpt the top tip on it after it had melted. But
That
these
works.
these don't don't photograph very well, but they shift in and out of about 5 different colors. So that's
Oh,
kind of,
that's nice. Yeah,
yeah.
I like that.
And then the last 3 are bells. So I got
Ooh,
these on Etsy. This is a brass bell in the shape of a tree.
that's lovely. Ooh,
And then there's a little mini bell, like this one. It's a little
ooh,
bit
gosh.
higher pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then the littlest one really isn't a tree, but it's kind of like tree shaped. So,
It is tree shaped, yes. Yeah.
and so those are my holiday Christmas decorations, folks. Those are my trees. I
Those are
used
nice.
I used to have, I still actually do have a 3 foot, or maybe it's 2 foot, little artificial tree, but I no longer have space to put it up in here anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
that one is kind of stored away in a box until I get my new living space where I can
Yeah.
drag it out again.
Put it up. Yeah.
Do you guys do a tree or multiple trees?
We do some simple Yule decorations. So we'll have a Yule log, and then I have a lighted tree that what we'll do is we'll put some ornaments, and then a couple of years ago, Jeffrey made stockings for coven mates, so we'll put that up. So we don't go overboard. And growing up, my family, Robin, we didn't put our Christmas tree up until Christmas Eve.
Wow.
So
How long did you leave it up then?
it came down on January 6th, Epiphany.
Oh, okay. That seems
So
reasonable to me. I
yes,
went
and
to I went to visit a friend upstate one year, and we went out, and he bought a Christmas tree on Christmas Eve, and there were only about 3 left. I mean, the guy was practically ready to close the business down, but he
mm-hmm.
got the best deal because it was like
Yep,
last minute, nobody else wanted them.
yep.
And we decorated. It was really nice to, be up in the mountains, visiting a friend and decorating the tree on Christmas Eve.
Sure. Yeah, and so that's how I associate with it. And Kim Moon Whisper is here, and hi Kim, and
Hello,
she
Kim.
asks, "Do you live in a studio apartment, Robin?"
Yes, I do. And it's like I used to joke, if I lay down on the floor, I could touch this wall with one hand and the wall across from me with the tip of my toe.
Oh
So
my gosh.
it's 8 feet across by about 23 feet long. So it's kind of like a boxcar on a train or something.
Wow.
And I often refer to it as the bus because I've lived here 4.5 decades, and it's got so much stuff in here. There's basically only an aisle down the middle. So here I am living on the
Mm,
bus. I wanted to
wow.
show one last sort of Christmas tree. This is
Uh-oh.
my,
Yay, a hat.
it's shaped like a tree and it's got 3 different colored garland bands on it, sort of. So yeah, that's my last Christmas tree.
That's beautiful.
I,
It's
it's
cute.
hard to wear headphones
Yeah.
with it, so I
Yeah.
won't leave it on. But
Yeah.
uh,
Kim says, I love your hat. And
thank you, Kim.
and Debbie said, my mom said when she was little, Santa brought the tree and all the decorations as well as the presents. I remember hearing some stuff like that. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, I just saw a thing on the news last night that they were issuing danger warnings for people to buy their trees too early because when they set them up this early, they cause fires if they're not they're if it's a real tree and they don't keep them watered. Even if they do keep them watered, they don't last that long. I know a lot of people where the needles all fall off practically before Christmas because they've had it up too long,
Yeah. Yep. So.
But I haven't had. I'm not one for live trees. I actually like the artificial ones. I like the idea of a live tree, but I'd rather have it growing in the forest than sacrificed for my pleasure.
Yeah, a friend of mine, she used to get with her kids, they would get a live Christmas tree, and before the ground froze, they actually dug a hole, and then when Christmas was over, they went out and planted it. So
that's nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So when are you going to eat your shepherd's pie?
When I get hungry. That's a nice thing about living alone and being retired and having something like this. It's like I don't go by schedule anymore. I go by my tummy is my schedule. If I'm hungry, I eat. If I'm not hungry, I don't.
Right.
And I just had breakfast a little bit ago, a donut and some coffee. So
yeah. Are you a flavored coffee person?
No, not really.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't be having donuts either because I'm diabetic, but a little bit of sweet goes a long way for me.
Yeah. I'm sweet enough as it is, but I still like my sweets. And I'm a diabetic, so I just give myself more insulin. So there's that.
Oh.
So
are you type 2 or type 1?
Type
2,
1.
I'm good. Oh, type 1.
Yeah.
Oh. Have you always been then or
since I am for about 33 years. So
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Type 2, which I guess isn't as severe, and I seem to do okay on my meds, but
that's good.
You need to run, right?
I do, because I have to finish some things up, and I still have to create my thumbnail for my live at 1:30. So, pop in there and say hi in the chat.
So everybody join Gerald exactly an hour from now.
Oh gosh. Okay.
It's 12:30.
And did you see Kim loves your hats? 1:30.
Yeah,
1:30.
Yes,
it's 12:30 now. Oh gosh. So
I'll let you go whenever you feel like you need to abandon me. Thank you for coming to join me.
You're welcome.
I have much more to say to people, but I'm going to look back through their comments and see if there's anything I need to address.
Bye, everybody. Have a good Thanksgiving or a happy Thursday or Friday if you're Jen.
Yeah. And we're thankful for you, Gerald, and everybody in the chat. I'm thankful for. And
all right. Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's see. That was nice. A nice surprise. I should plan these things. I sort of go by the spur of the moment anymore. I don't really schedule them so much. I just go by my whims, and one never knows if there's going to be anybody watching or anybody that wants to pop in and say hello. And so it can be a nice surprise. The community is building, and And it's just nice to know that you're all out there. Debbie was elbow deep in frozen turkey. I'm hoping an hour later now that it's thawed a little bit. I'm going back, pardon me, through all the comments. I think we probably have addressed most of the questions. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Or if anybody would like a little reading, I might be open to experimenting on a Thanksgiving Day reading for you. Just popping down through here to see. I don't know if Tangi's still there. I don't know if do they have Thanksgiving in Canada? I'm not sure. I believe they have it in the UK. Although I wonder if there's like a harvest day or some other celebration to celebrate and give thanks and celebrate the harvest, which is basically what Thanksgiving is here. Oh, you know what I might do if I can find it? I might read you a little story that I wrote from my senior writing group. Let me see if I can do this. Wait, before I do. So, let's see. Kim says, I like seeing your collection of trees. Looking forward to seeing more. The wall behind you looks like all types of little treasures. Yeah, it's I don't have great lighting here or a great setup for my videos. I sort of started my channel on a shoestring budget and have kind of stuck with it. A lot of people have a lot of bells and whistles on their channels, and I live in a kind of a dark apartment with not much light. I actually do have a sun curtain here, and if I drew the curtain, I'd get a lot more natural daylight coming in. But I tend to like it kind of dark and cozy. My biggest investment for my channel was a $15 gooseneck lamp, and that doesn't give me a lot of bright light, but you know, if it's right on me, it's too bright. If I angle it down, yeah, that seems okay. Yeah, I have all kinds of little stuff on my kind of gallery wall here behind me, artworks and things. There's behind me here is what I call my orphanage. This has some miniature paintings in it, but there are also little figurines here of little sort of child figures, dolls or whatever, from I think the 1920s. They're porcelain bisque dolls that I call my orphans. There are no moving parts, just little sculptures, and they all look very forlorn and lost, and I feel very sympathetic or empathetic towards these little figures. And so that's my orphanage. Let's see. Canadian Thanksgiving is in October, says Debbie. We don't have Thanksgiving in the UK, says Isabel. We do have harvest, but it's usually end September, October time. That's good to know. And we have a Guillermo Robles. Hello, hello. So what I might do, let me clear off my little Christmas tree tray, so I have something to set cards on and kind of can try to do a little reading. Not sure which deck I should use for Thanksgiving Day reading. I might try a couple. Try the Tarot of Curious Creatures, I think, for the first one. I'm much more at ease with a Rider-Waite deck, but let's see what I get out of this one. And unless anybody has a particular question, I may just do a general Thanksgiving Day reading for all of us. So let's see, what do you have to say to us for this Thanksgiving Day? What have you got to say? What do we need to know? I'm going to pull 5 cards. I usually do like 3 cards. It changes, according to my whims. Sometimes I'll do a 3-card spread, sometimes a 5-card spread. And lately I've been doing this thing called an inverse pyramid, where I'll do a row across the top and then 1 card less on the next line and 1 less and less. So that goes down like an upside down pyramid. And it kind of coalesces into a single summary card at the bottom. And I let them all kind of interact with one another, cards on either side of a card and above and below. No, that didn't explain it very well, I guess. But so on this one, I drew 5 cards, and the first card was the Magician, which is kind of perfect for Thanksgiving Day in terms of preparation. We gather all these people together and we make magic happen by all the work that we put into in terms of preparing foods, setting a table, decorating our spaces, making them welcoming for people around us so all the magic can happen with, our interactions together. Creativity can bloom. On one side of the Magician, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. And here, this seems to be me. Kim says, what deck? Sorry, this is the new one by Chris Ann. It's called the Tarot of Curious Creatures. It's bright and colorful, and I really love it. This is the Queen of Pentacles, and I would say this is sort of the mother figure, or the figure embodying the spirit. Similar to the Magician, but sort of the spirit of mothering and welcoming in terms of like cooking all the food, preparing all the food, making a warm home and loving home for people to come and visit. Those sort of earthly considerations. Since it's pentacles, we might think of things like pie. Pie is a very big thing around Thanksgiving, whether it be pumpkin pie, pecan pie, some sort of a berry pie. On the other side, we have the 9 of Pentacles. And I would say there's some degree of pride in this. And usually the person that has made all this effort on behalf of their family and friends takes great pride in doing so, in being able to present these things to people. On the outside of the spread, we have the World card. The World, I'm looking at this like going beyond our immediate family and expressing that cheer and goodwill and gratefulness to the larger family or larger community, sharing that love in the world, being thankful and grateful for all the life and living things on this planet, and anything we might be able to do to help them out, to help the planet to remain healthy or become healthier than it currently is. The last one I have is the Six of Wands. This is actually a fairly nice spread. It's all very supportive. The Six of Wands is a celebratory card, and what could be more celebratory than Thanksgiving? Unless maybe it's Christmas, but Thanksgiving is almost more celebratory because it's about people gathering together. It's not really about an exchange of gifts. It's about sharing your time with other people. So there we have the 5-card spread. I wish I had a better camera set up so I could show you overhead what the spread looks like. I can only tilt it slightly or all my cards will fall off my tray. But you can see there's like a nice color palette here between these cards. Kim says, our tarot community and friendships made from it. Not sure what she's referring to, but some element of that reading. Debbie likes the spread. Light Energy Silent Tarot has just shown up and wants to ask a question. Feel free, ask the question. I may or may not be able to answer it, but I'm game. Debbie's explaining to Kim, it's the Tarot of Curious Creatures. It's from Chris Ann, who did the Light Seers, that I'm not particularly fond of, but this one I really like. It's got a sense of humor to it and bright pop colors, and I just really am enjoying it quite a bit. These are the backs of the cards, which is a little bit different. It's almost kind of subdued compared to the colors on the fronts of the cards. I think I'll put this deck away for now. And if there is a question, comments. Oh, well, Light Energy has a question. What is the outcome between Elle and me? Elle is a male work colleague. I don't really do predictive questions. I don't claim to be predictive, but I'm willing to look and see what the cards have to say. And we'll see about reading them. This is the Mara Loon Tarot, which is a very gentle deck. I love this deck. So we'll see. I purchased one of Chris Ann's decks only yesterday, got the Light Seers. Light Seers is probably her most popular deck. Bye, Kim. She has to leave. Have a great day. Isabel's leaving. Goodbye, Isabel. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, let me see if I can pop this question in. What's the outcome between Elle and me? Elle's a male work colleague. I'm not sure this is a specific enough question. Outcome with regards to what? Working together? Is it a romantic situation? I don't know. Hello, Tony, Antoinette. We'll see what happens here. I'm just going to pull 3 cards. This is the Mara-Lune Tarot. The central card is the 6 of Cups. And light energy says yes. I don't know what yes means. There's some sort of a relationship here between L and light energy. 6 of Cups usually refers to something nostalgic. So maybe nurturing, friendly, related to some manner of history, some manner of support, an encouragement to grow. One side we have the Page of Wands. This seems very free and experimental, almost like painting energy. And then on the other side we have the Star. The Star is sort of like the unknown or the mystery, night sky. I also look to it as guidance. So, what's the comment? He isn't good to deal with. From these 3 cards, I would say follow your own impulses. Be as open and friendly and as supportive as you can. Be yourself. Let your love and creativity shine through. And see what reveals itself as you do that. In as much as you're willing to be open and share. Also be observant about what happens. Make little notes, visual notes, pick up on cues in terms of behavior and reaction to the things that you do, the way you express yourself. You can't really change how other people act. You can only change how you act. So, you be you and be the best you can be. And that's really all you can do. And if you want something, let's see, what do you say? The Star is always good. No, hope. Yeah. Some people read it as hope. I usually read it as guidance. Just hope he won't take my job. Okay. Well, I think these seem to indicate that you are your best you at your job. And if you let your own light shine and do the best that you can creatively in your job and the performance of your job, and you share your brilliance with others, they're going to see your value, not his value. So I don't know. I'd run with that. So I don't know if that helps at all, but that's the advice the cards give me. So let's see, it's about 10-1, and I probably should round this up. I've been on, an hour and a half. Light energy is working on self-esteem. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Well, know that you have your own talents and your own blessings, and you may not be able to see them, but you do your best, and other people will see them. This is a very loving, gentle deck. I highly recommend this to everybody. It's the Lune Tarot, Lunne. It's available at makeplayingcards.com. And there's also another version on a different card, on a sort of a linen cardstock. And I believe, I can't remember if it's Printer Studio or Game Crafters. That one comes in a little tuck box with a little white book. This one was just shrink wrap from MPC, but I really love the cardstock at MPC. And this one also, in addition to the 78 cards, has an alternate lover's card, and I don't remember how many little cards that have keywords on them. In lieu of a little white book, there are a few extra cards that have keyword phrases on them for to help you if you get stuck in reading the cards. Any number TBR with that. TBR. Tony says, great advice. I don't know why I'm not picking up. What's TBR, Tony? I'm sorry. Oh, tuck box rage. Yeah, no tuck box rage with this because the only tuck box rage is there was no box with it. Came shrink wrapped. But this was my other recommendation. A couple of them. People like tarots in tins. You can have a tin. Oh, I should take this off the screen here. How do I remove that? Oh, bye, Debbie. Yeah, Gerald has a live in about half an hour, a little more than half an hour. You can have tin boxes made up at playing cards. If you have a graphic image, you can drag it into their template and have a box like this made. I just took a snapshot of this other deck on my iPhone and drag that image to the template to have a tin made for the RWS 2.0. But they're about $14 a tin. Now, I found these on Amazon, which I really like. These are window top tin boxes, and you can get 10 of these for $20. So I would call that a bargain. And the nice thing about that is that you can see the deck through the top of the box. So these are very affordable through Amazon. Just do a little Google search for tin boxes or tin window boxes. I don't remember the name they have on there. And you should be able to find them. So yeah, very affordable. Also, I bought a couple of these. These are sort of, I don't think this is real leather, but it looks and feels like leather. These little magnetic boxes. Now these cost about $20 a piece. I have a black one and a gray one, and I think there's a green one available. Can't remember the name of the company. Again, I found them on Amazon. It's a magnetic flip-top box, and I put on masking tape inside the name of the deck. And they don't hold every deck, but they will hold a standard RWS size deck. So if you have a deck that's thicker cardstock than that, it's not going to work. You have to measure pretty well, but they give the measurements online. And this one is currently holding my Mara Loon, except that I'm using the Mara Loon so much lately that it's easier to dump in and out of a tin box than it is to slide in and out of this box. So once I'm using it less frequently, I'll probably store it in this, because this is definitely a more handsome box. This is where I'm currently housing the bonus cards from the deck. You can see and I kind of like this idea as an alternative to Little White Books, to supply some extra cards in the deck that basically have the interpretations on cards instead of a little white book. So those are very handy. Let me show you, for example, the Fool card for this says open road, adventure and new potential, spontaneity, first step, youthful. Those are the key words. If you read reversals, they have foolish, going without preparation, folly. So very basic, but they can be helpful. And each of the suits is highlighted in a slightly different color on the cards. I don't really feel so much like I need these, but I don't want to throw them away. So for now, they're being stored in this box, and I'm keeping my more regularly used cards in a tin. Oh, where are we? 12:59. It's been 1 minute shy, or 30 seconds shy of an hour and a half. So I think I'll let everybody go. And look for Gerald at Tarot Stash at 1:30. I think he's doing something special with Jamie today. And I want to thank everybody for being here today. And enjoy your Thanksgiving, whatever you might be doing, even if you're alone. And just be thankful that you're alive and healthy, and you have food to eat and a roof over your head, and community like this to share with. Don't know what else to say, but weather's good, life is good. We can only live for today. We don't live in the past, and we don't know what tomorrow might bring, so enjoy the here and now. See you all soon. Bye.